Believe me, if they need your help, they will ask you for it. There is no flash photography or video recording allowed in the showroom tonight. Please take this time to turn your cell phones off. If you need to talk or text, please step out to the lobby. And we do have a 3 strikes and you're out rule. If security has to approach your table more than twice to ask you to stop disrupting the show for others, you will be tabbed out and asked to leave. We also have a new check drop policy. We will bring you your check after the headliner is finished performing. That way you can enjoy the show in its entirety without having to worry about doing math in the dark. Your server will need to hold on to an ID or credit card, and it will be returned to you safely with your check at the end of the show. And while the servers are bringing you your checks, we will give you the chance to be funny with the Loonybin joke contest. Volunteer at the end of the show, come up on stage and tell your best street joke. If the audience thinks you're the funniest, you will win 2 free passes to the Loonybin. But let's not forget our most important rule here. Don't hold back your laughter. And now that we got all that out of the way, are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? Oh, come on, guys. You can do better than that. Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? Your headliner tonight. He's been seen on Comedy Central and at the HBO Comedy Festival. Please put your hands together and welcome back to Tulsa, Mike Speenberg. Your feature entertainer this evening has been seen on Fox TV, WGN America, and has been heard nationwide as a regular on the Bob and Tom Show. He's the teddy bear of comedy. Please, a big round of applause for James Irvin Berry. And now, welcome to the stage, your host and MC. He's a favorite here at the Loonybin. Give it up for Billy Bazaar.
What is up, Tulsa? Really? There's way more people in here than that. I said, how are you guys doing tonight in Tulsa? There we go. We got a great show. Mike Speenberg is here. James Irvin Berry is here. Give it up for those 2 guys. And I am Billy Bazaar. I'm your host. So the weather a couple days has been pretty good than it was last week. Last week was pretty much hell, if you want to be honest. I actually sort of have to apologize to people in Oklahoma because I know why it was so hot. My ex's family was in town from hell. So that's why it was so bad. Because she's the devil. I do enjoy the weather when it's about in the 80s because it's great cookout weather. My buddy got a brand new girl for his birthday, and he sent an invite out on Facebook, and all it said was sausage party. I was like, you might want to clarify that, sir. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to grill out sausages. I was like, well, cool. And they're going to be ladies there because that's a key ingredient. So we grilled out a bunch of sausages. He grilled out Italian sausage, hot dogs, bratwurst. He had sausage made out of chicken, which was weird. And he also grilled out cheddarwurst sausage, which I hadn't had in a long time. For those that don't know, cheddarwurst sausage is the sausage with the cheese in it. It's delicious. Well, apparently his wife has a robot bite that I wasn't aware of. She was sitting across from me at the table, and as she bit into her sausage, every bit of cheese in that sausage flew across the table and got me right in the face. It was just dripping down my face. It got me in the eye. So, ladies, I get it. I totally get it. Thought I was going to have an eye patch this week. That stuff stung. See what's been going on. Any UFC fans in the audience? Like Ultimate Fighting? How about Ronda Rousey? Give it up for Ronda Rousey. Her fights average 37 seconds is what I read. 37 seconds. Which for somebody like me is disappointing because that means I never get to finish watching the fights. So, yeah. Took a couple minutes, but. My brother went to jail the other day. My dad called and said, man, he was causing all kinds of a scene. He was going on a hunger strike. He was wanting to fight everybody. I was like, wow, that's bad. He was like, yeah, he's never playing Monopoly with us again. Alrighty. I made my girlfriend mad the other day, surprise. And I was over at Dillard's buying overpriced everything. And as I was leaving, the lady at the perfume counter saw me coming from across the store. She was watching me behind the boxes of unsold Ed Hardy cologne and Justin Bieber perfume. Like a lion watches a wildebeest. She had her eyes on me the whole time. And I was trying not to look at her and walk out like this. And out of the blue, she came around the counter and just bum rushed me and sprayed me right in the face with this awful smelling stuff. And I was like, whoa, I didn't try to touch you. Why did you mace me? She's like, that's not mace, sir. That's Kim Kardashian's new line of perfume. To which I replied, I'm 41 years old and I never knew herpes had a scent. It does. It's $74.99 an ounce too. So, if you guys are wondering, tell you what, that family is a little warped. It's amazing that Caitlyn Jenner is already the classiest woman in that family, and technically, but there's always that one family that just makes it worse. We've had one lately, but we've had one that's been sort of lingering around. Put it this way, next year there's going to be an atheist channel that premieres. People don't know that. True story. There's going to have an atheist channel. But we already have that. It's called TLC. Because every show on that network is proof that God doesn't exist. Not really. But no, and who I'm talking about basically is Honey Boo Boo. Exactly. And she hasn't been in the news. Thankfully, that show went away. But her mom won't stop opening her mouth. Recently, her mom said, and I quote, I'm bisexual. Exactly. That was, which is okay. I have no problem with that. But it proves the theory that she will, in fact, eat anything. Sketty. Recently, and this you can look it up, it's on Google, I wish it was made up. She was offered $1 million by Vivid Adult Entertainment to do a porno. Again, correct response. She said, and I quote, I got more class than that. Which we know is a crock. Truth is, she just can't count past 4, and she probably figured, well, 1 million must follow 4. But I was disappointed, and I'll tell you why. I'm a huge Star Wars geek. Huge. I've always wanted to see the proper Return of the Jedi porn parody. The geeks already get it. She'd make a perfect Jabba the Hutt. Perfect. Bring me Solo and the Wookiee. And some sketty. I need some sketty. So Walmart is finally getting rid of all the rebel flags, which pretty much there goes their entire winter formal wear. But they are bringing back something, and whoever came up with the marketing scheme for this needs to be beaten. They are resurrecting the door greeter program. I'll let you think about it. Thank you. They're resurrecting it. That's morbid because every door greeter I've ever met, that's the only way they're getting their job back, is resurrection. Because they're dead. No. I recently turned 41. Believe it or not, I'm surprised I made it this long too. For those that come here a lot, I actually am a bouncer here part-time, which if you're keeping score, that means that I've failed at life. I actually have 3 daughters. My oldest daughter reminded me the other day how much I have failed. She was playing Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader on a little DS machine in the back of the car, and she lost. So I had to give her crap. I was like, haha, I guess you're not smarter than a 5th grader. She looks at me with big old blue eyes. She was like, you know what? I'm not smarter than a 5th grader, but I'm smarter than a bouncer. Sure, people don't realize that the more you applause, the more she gets beaten. So there's my other 2 are, like I said, they're also girls. They are twins. They just turned 2. Exactly, more than blessed. I thought they were cute and everything, and then recently I watched The Shining again. Yeah, not so much a fan anymore. At all. Daddy, play with me. I'm out. Here's child support. I'll just start over again. A good friend of mine came up the other day, and he was like, why are you, give me some advice. How have you made it this far? And basically the best advice I can give him, which has basically kept me alive barely for the last 41 years, is don't stick your dick in crazy. Period. It could be fun sometimes, but... I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about here. I went through a horrible breakup earlier this year. When we first started dating over a year ago, I was like, maybe she's normal. She's a doctor. And I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't get doctor. There must be something wrong. Fast forward a few months later, we're going at it, and she basically is like, start choking me. What? And my first thing that popped in my head was like, I'm going to go to jail because of this woman. But she enjoyed it. She was all about the choking. And then one night, I was afraid of catching a charge. And so I was being gentle with her. And she looks over at the TV, and she was like, turn the TV off. And I was like, why? We always have the TV on. She's like, UFC's on, and I hate violence. What? And then I realized, you know who else was a doctor? Hannibal Lecter was a doctor, and he ate faces. Quick side story to that. Something else I learned from that relationship. Guys, if you're dating somebody in their late 20s, early 30s, and she has a whole bunch of stuffed animals on her bed, at some point in the relationship, she's going to try to hit you with a car. That's a true story. You get enough alcohol on me, I limp. After the breakup, I decided to catch up on porn because I truly have not watched porn in over a year. True story. We didn't have Wi-Fi, but that's, I don't want to take away from the fact that I went a year. So I got a laptop out, figured I'd watch some new porn, and it creeped me out. The reason why is everybody was shade bald, and I didn't get it. And I was like, are they swimmers? Are they trying to go faster? Do they have mange? What's going on? So I couldn't focus on the matter at hand. I closed the laptop. Thank you, those who got that. I've learned I had to do that just to get the joke over. But I closed the laptop out, and I got a VCR out, and I went old school. I popped an 8-hour tape I made a long time ago. I'm surprised it still worked. And it was worse, because I went from hardwood floors to shag carpet. It was like everybody's crotches joined Al-Qaeda and went into hiding back then. Because I got news for you, back then nobody shaved anywhere. It was sort of like watching a close-up of the entire cast of Duck Dynasty eat hot dogs. Very slowly. That's been my time. You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you very much.